a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Good morning. It is. It's a wonderful Wednesday morning, and that means my partner this morning, and actually he's been busy on Wednesdays, so it's great to get him back in the studio. We've got Bradley Gilbert from Walmart.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah,
I love
feels
that.
like a long time.
I love that, and I love your hat. I'm trying
Thank
to figure
you.
that out. I kind of think it's kind of 4-H.
Well, no, it's Live Lucky.
Live Lucky. Okay,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And with the flag, with the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, with the four-leaf clover that's red, white, and blue flag.
Yeah.
So that's why. Yeah. It looks
I love
good.
that.
It's
I love it.
Lucky. Yeah.
All right, in the studio, it is Education Wednesday. We're going to get some great education, and actually, we've got our own coach of the Lady Musketeers. We've got Taylor Drury with us. Good morning, Taylor.
Morning. How are you?
Good, good, good. Is your whole fam listening this morning?
I don't know. I told my grandma and both grandmas, and they were like, it's kind of early. We might have to tune in later.
Oh my gosh.
So
Like,
it's been a long week for them
wait
too.
a minute, wait a minute.
It's been a long
my
week for them
family.
too. Yeah.
Grandma's like, I'll pass.
I know.
I love you, Taylor, but I'll pass.
Yeah, it's been a long week for them too.
I love it. Well, we're going to talk with Taylor and find out what's going on. And, of course, we have our athletic director over there. We have Sean Smith with us. And, Sean, good to have you with us this morning. Good morning.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear when I was like, we got to get them on. We got to get you guys on this morning. So I'm so happy to hear about that. We're going to find out all the great things going on. But, Brad, let's thank our sponsors this morning.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Roses, Fox Purley Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, McAllister Land Consulting, Springer and Springer Insurance, Schneck Hospital, Temple and Temple, Totally Baked Sweets, and Wes Brown for Commissioner. Thank you, sponsors.
Thank you to our great sponsors. I do want to say real quick, Brad, you and I have not actually been back together since on the radio for sure, since Valentine's Day, and we had a big Valentine's Day. We did a big food drive for the Washington County Food Bank.
It was great.
And it was when the mayor pulled up with this. He didn't just pull up with a van. This was one of those long cargo vans. Yeah.
Yep.
Taylor's eyes got big. I know. I was like, oh my goodness, we got to stack because I wanted to
Yes.
have it completely full. And anyway, and we did. We did
Yeah,
good. We
it was
did
great.
really good.
It was great. It was a great morning. Got
Yeah.
to talk to a lot of people, and there was one thing that struck me is that there was a lot of people that came just to get stuff to cram the van. That's
know.
all they were there for. So
Yeah.
another example of what a great community we've got, and just And thank you to WSLM and the mayor's office for letting us be a small part of it. It was a great morning.
Yeah, well, you guys, you had the real estate. We probably, you let us park the big van there, so I appreciate that. And it was fun. It was everybody working together, and it was just cool how the people would load up carts, and then they would just roll the cart to us. And we were like, yes.
Yeah.
Chaos, you know what I mean? And it was really cool. It was a fun morning, and we got also a bunch of cash. We got, I think it was like almost $300 in cash, and then my sorority, Tri Kappa, said we want to help out, so they donated $50. So maybe something like in the ballpark figure of $350 cash, where they can go buy whatever they need.
As they get
so.
gaps in their needs, they can do that. So that's great. What I loved is the little kids, and I know that you always want to think about what great adults and stuff we have in our community, but seeing the little kids come up and hand you a bag of stuff that's for, and they know exactly what it's for, and they're just smiling. They got big smiles. That's why another reason we're lucky to live in Washington County.
Yeah, and I love to hear the positives. We got some great, and we're going to hear about some great kids with you, and excited about that. But I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. I'm just very happy, and WSLM, what a great way to celebrate 73 years by doing that.
And the funny thing was, we had people, happy 73, and we had to clarify, it's WSLM's 73rd birthday.
Yeah, it's the WSLM's
Becky's like,
birthday.
not me.
Yeah, when they would say happy birthday, I was like, okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, it's the radio station. Yeah, so we made sure we clarified that one, didn't we?
Yes.
So anyway, I didn't want any confusion there. So that was exciting. I do want to say a big shout out yesterday to John Jones. We've been talking about this. I got the big G-Wagon there, and for anybody that's listening, it is for sale. I had to leave it. It was very hard turning those keys back in.
It should be a birthday present.
Well, there we go. Yeah, I love that. I love that, Sean. I love that. Yeah. I was thinking all the songs, Baby Don't Go Away.
Mr. White said, hey, first thing when I got here this morning, he said, I may need a part-time job.
There you go.
Hey, if it's for Becky's G-Wagon,
there we go.
I'll find something.
What are you working for,
Absolutely.
Greg? Oh, for the G-Wagon?
Yeah.
He'd never get to ride in it because he's working.
He'd be working all of his jobs. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it was a fun day, and I had a fun time and going around.
You got to go on the high banks of Salem Speedway.
Historic
Salem Speedway. How cool is that?
Yeah. And I got to meet Melissa and Brent. They're the owners, the new owners, and they're going to come on sometime with Coffee Club with us. But, yeah, they were cool. They kept saying, get up there, go up high. And I'm like, We did it, though. We did it. We were in it to win it, so we did. And the G-Wagon actually got it. Let me tell you, it can get it. So, Anyway, so, we did that. And, of course, around Beck's Mill and fun. It was just fun to see. I don't know that this G-Wagon's ever seen this much country.
Yeah.
But
probably.
Country roads take me home. I think the G-Wagon was like a little bit like, oh, I don't know about this.
G-Dub, you're not in Kansas anymore.
That's right. So anyway, a fun time with that. So thank you, John Jones, for making dreams come true, and I appreciate that. All right, let's jump in and see. And Brad, now we transitioned. Did you guys see all that Valentine's stuff? Now we're into Easter and St. Patrick's and
Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Lawn and Garden. Yesterday they had the market-wide seasonal lawn and garden kickoff for the year, market-wide meeting, and they talked about some of the new stuff coming in, and they had vendors there, and so there's a lot of new stuff, and we're going to do it like we did last year. The good thing is most of our new stuff, new product, new out there to the world is going to come in on rollback prices. So
I love that.
That's absolutely.
We love that.
We love when that happens, and we've already got pool chemicals and stuff like that in, which is my favorite aisle. But yeah, so it's going to be a great kickoff, and I don't know if people have seen, but we're starting to get mulch on the parking lot and things like that. That stuff's starting to come in, so we're happy about that. But just a reminder, coming up for Easter, a lot of folks like to get their family members Easter flowers and stuff like that. Come see Lindsay and her team, and as always, and you've talked about it before, we talk about it a lot off air, but we've got some great pots and stuff. So come pick out your plants, come pick out your pot, and let our team do the hard work for you, put it all together, and you'll go home and you'll be a superstar. So and they love doing that. this time of year is what they love to do. So Lindsay and the team out there are great. But let us do all the hard work for you and let you kick back and enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, I just want to say they started putting the tape up. They put this tape up around, and when I was like, so I started screaming, the tape is going up, which they put the tape around, and then that means the flowers are going to go in that. Yeah, no, this is
It's where
like
the corral's gonna
yeah,
go.
this is like
Yeah.
no, it's like it was so funny because I had to sit and watch. Pull the taping. They were pulling the tape. The tape got a little bit loose. Pull the tape a little tighter. I know. It's like watching a ball game. I was doing play-by-play.
Forget the groundhog. That's the sign of spring
that's
right there.
exactly. Yeah, when
Absolutely.
you start seeing the tape up, which if anybody going over to Walmart, you'll see the tape. Pretty soon there'll be trees and shrubs start coming.
Mhm.
I know the plan of action over there.
The Easter lily, or the ones that are different colors. They're primarily yellow, and you've got the pansies start coming in and all that early stuff, and trees and shrubs.
Yeah, I'm
Exciting.
excited about that. All right, okay, so there's our play-by-play there on that.
Now let's get to the good stuff.
All right, let's find out. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Taylor,
you.
well, first of all, and everybody, because we haven't had you on here in a while, let's go back and tell about your history, because I love that you were on the dream team, and now you're coaching, and I just think it just it's like magic is happening right now.
Yeah,
And how-
that's a very, very good way to describe it. So I was on the 2017 state team. Went and played 5 years of basketball at University of Indianapolis. I came back, and the job just kind of fell in my lap. I don't know if I was really ready for it to fall in my lap at that point in time, but that's what I got. And it's been 4 years of a lot of growth and a lot of, just figuring out the best way to do things, because the game has changed a lot.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's ever evolving, and, the way that it was when I was in high school is a lot different. Like, even the length of the shorts that they wear, like we were wearing like shorts down to past my knees, and now the girls are wearing these, track shorts, and like it's just the game is
It's kinda
ever
going
evolving.
back. It's kind
culture
of going
shock.
back.
Culture
Yeah,
shock
yeah.
there,
It's kind of
yeah.
like a throwback, isn't it?
And just there's just a lot of things to learn, and I just think, Sean can probably attest to this too. Like it's just something you got to grow in every year, and there's clinics and there's stuff, and just learning and trying to evolve and try to get the girls playing the best basketball they can possibly play. So, which I think we're doing right now. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're being very modest, because when you were hired, I think you were like that was just like it's just a perfect piece of the puzzle, don't you feel, Sean?
Well, obviously, anytime you can bring an alumni back.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, obviously, as the AD
Right,
or in
right,
the
yeah.
process, but there's just something about going back to your school. There's a little extra sense of pride, and that's not saying that coaches. I've been a coach at other schools,
Sure.
and I took a lot of pride in coaching at those schools.
Mhm.
But there's just coming back as AD and now kind of falling into coaching myself. Like there's just something extra about it. Like there's a little extra sense of pride that you have as you're representing where you went to school, where you graduated. There's people there that invested in you as a student athlete. You still see every day, and you kind of still have that feel of like, I don't want to let them down. I want to do a good job for them and the community, because you spent so much time there, and all these people invested in you. So I think anytime you can get an alumni to come back, and they're going to put a little extra into it, and Coach does that. She's all year round working hard at it, and putting a lot of pride and effort into the program, and so happy for her and the program to see them be successful and have this run here. It's a really special time.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's awesome, and I think not to argue with you, Taylor, but just that didn't fall into your lap. That you were
Yeah,
prepared, and you
yeah.
were the right person, right
Yeah.
place, right time. But anyway, what I want to talk about is, how do you think you had great success as a player? Great success as a player, and then you had ups and downs as a player, and then you had college experience. How do you think that, having played up here at the highest levels and then have different levels in your career, how do you think that helps you coach this team now that's like you said you're playing your best basketball, but in the maybe rough times, how did that help you be a better coach, for lack of a better way to say that, to your team, to motivate them through and get them through?
Yeah, I think I think sports just reveal a lot of character, and I've definitely been through some ups and downs, and so is this program, even in the 4 years that I've been coaching. But I really think that it reveals a lot of character, and it also, adversity just really shows you how you're gonna perform as a human. And I just think that, obviously we love winning, and we love, when things go our way too. But I think, as a coach, it's really, and I struggle with this at times, because I like to win and I like to be successful. But I think as a coach, sometimes it's, trying to get your kids to be stronger after the adversity, and grow through the adversity is also, a really key part to get those kids, prepped for after high school basketball. So I think that, that's just a good way that I try to look at it when things are hard. We're still trying to prepare these kids for something after high school basketball at Eastern. So.
Do you feel like, because, okay, so really, I mean, you're very young to be in this position.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like that actually is an advantage, let's say, going to 5 years to your school and then coming back, and then, was it 5 years in Indianapolis? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then coming back, that's just right back at it almost.
Yes, it
and
was.
So really, the girls you're not too much older than some of these girls, on some of that.
Yeah.
So is that an advantage, I guess? Do you feel like because you're fresh, it's been fresh, you're ready,
Sometimes, sometimes I feel like I know too much about like what they're talking about. Like I'm not that far removed from you guys. Like you need to speak in a little more code around me. Like, but sometimes it
she
is.
Looked around the room. The three of us are like, wait, what?
I know.
Wait, we don't understand what the youngins are talking about.
So
I work hard at that. I try to stay in tune.
I know. The rest of us, the three of us are like struggling, and you're like.
Fortunately, I have some kids at home that, like, when I don't know, they're pretty honest with me. I'll be like, hey, what's this mean? They'll laugh, and they'll be like, okay, Dad, this is what they're saying. I was like, okay, gotcha.
So it's a blessing and a curse. But I love this job. I love the position I'm in. I would have loved to have some time after college and prior to taking the head seat to learn and kind of get some experience. But I guess.
I don't think that would have worked for you. I think put you right in the driver's seat.
Well,
drive that bus.
I agree with that 100%.
I just don't think that would have.
It seemed like a very, very much a better option 4 years ago, because it was just a lot of uncertainty, and like even now with going to semi-state, like the amount of things as the coach as opposed to when back in 2017 as a player, like we didn't have a care in the world. I mean, we were just having so much fun, and it was awesome. And it was, I mean,
you were seeing.
Yeah,
I remember that was you wanted to hang out with this group. It was just so talk about.
Yeah.
So it was a different vibe, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was a total.
Yes. We were just on top of the world and not a care in the world, just showing up on Saturday to play basketball.
And I would never have known who was a freshman, who's a sophomore, who's a junior, who's a senior. I didn't, walking in, if you didn't know and you don't know, like everybody blended.
Yeah.
Just like everybody was so just.
Yes.
I call it the dream team.
Yes.
It really was. It was just it was a moment you have to just cherish every bit of that. Yeah.
Yes. But now like. And I'm very thankful for Sean and the admin at Eastern, and I have a lot of coaches I've talked to this week but it's just there's a lot that goes into making a postseason run, and especially behind the scenes, and so just trying to make sure all that's organized while trying to prepare the girls how they need to be prepared is just I didn't appreciate my coaches back then and all the work that they put in.
I like that. We are going to talk about that. I'm going to get Sean to talk about that. But real quick, going back on this, do you feel like, okay, so let's say, when you win this, you're up on the mountain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you're high on the mountain like that, there's only one place to go. You know what I mean? It's hard
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean? And all eyes and all target. You almost become a target where everybody's like, we want to just, you know.
Yeah.
So was that kind of on your thought that, oh goodness, you know, I guess have you been harder on yourself because of, you know, just trying to get that back up or make sure we keep that up?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, it starts at the elementary level, you know, trying to get those kids and excited about basketball and interested about basketball, and just I have a lot of, you know, it's been 4 years, and there's been some highs and lows in that 4 years, but obviously we want to get back on top of the mountain. But it definitely doesn't really even start with me. I just think it starts at the elementary level, and I have a bunch of really good middle school coaches that are you know, working those girls up to a high point. And basketball is not getting easier. It's not getting easier to win. You know, there's just these kids are just more athletic. They're faster. They're taller. They're stronger. Like, it's basketball's not getting easier. So
Those protein shakes.
it's those protein. I guess. I don't know who's selling them, but we need some. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say the energy drinks.
Well, there's those two, I'm sure. That would be the fast, yeah. Sean, let's talk about coaching, because I don't think people, I mean, because Sean, you've been a coach for years, and Taylor and Brad and I don't think I've coached anything. Maybe I don't. Been a mom. Maybe that's a little coaching, I guess. But no, I don't think people realizes what. And you've been a dad, so there you go. I guess we have a little bit of experience.
A little bit.
A little bit. But no, I don't think people understand what goes into coaching. And people are not always nice to coaches. Let's elaborate.
It's challenging because there's potential to be hit from a lot of different angles, and yeah, I mean that part is tough, but there's more to it than just basketball, and being the head coach. I mean, as Taylor has alluded to, I mean there's a lot of planning that goes into obviously when you're going to practice, and like this week trying to make sure, you know, like, and I've tried to help out with the best I can as far as like as the AD, like make sure we have a hotel to stay in. We're trying to get our transportation lined out. You're dealing with, we got some illness going around, so trying to plan around that and prepare around that. There's just a lot of extra things that are potential distractors that you got to work through. And then sometimes, as you mentioned, there's other distractors like now. Where sometimes people aren't, they get caught up,
right?
Right. And you just got to work through all that stuff. It's a very you get consumed with it, because it's almost like there's not a switch off at times. Like you're just you're thinking about something with your team every waking hour, every second, whether it's preparation for your opponent, whether it's this player's, something's going on with them. You can tell like they're not themselves, and you're worried about them. Whether it's they're not playing as well, so you're trying to figure out how to get the most out of that individual player, or out of whatever you're doing on your offense or defense. It's hard to switch off. It really is. So I think coach has done a great job this year, and our staff, they've done a great job with just keeping the girls focused, and they do a fantastic job of preparation. I've been really proud of how they defended. In particular, they're very prepared for other teams defensively, and we've done a phenomenal job with that. And and the kids, they're focused, and they're locked in. They're playing their best basketball at the right time, which is what you always want as a coach. And really proud of them. And it's been a lot of fun. So.
Do you so your starting five? So let's say the game's getting ready to start. You put your starting five in, and you've thought all day long. Am I going to start so and so? Am I not going to start so and so? But you make make that decision. You put them in, and you see somebody's off, and you can probably tell. I mean, it's almost. I always say this, like the sheep to the shepherd. I mean, you know them all. I mean, you know your team. Can you tell when one's off? Is that something then you have to kind of set a little different sails, I guess, change a little bit there? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think too. I think for what I've learned from my team, it's also like important for them to just kind of figure it out.
Okay.
And I have a really, really good group of seniors.
Well, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I've relied heavily on them on both ends of the floor. You know, just keeping everybody locked in. And so I rely heavily on those seniors to just either they're going to figure it out or they're going to pull somebody along that's going to figure it out. But and then I'm not. I don't want to say I'm super far removed from like the teenage girl brain, but like they are. It's just very interesting because they're just like one moment they like want to be in my office and like strike up a conversation, and the next they're like giving me evil eye. Like it's like sometimes it's just they just have
Welcome
to. They
to
just
my
gotta.
world. I was a girl mom. Remember? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You never know what moment you're going to be in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're either kissed or kicked.
That's
Yeah.
what I've said for
Nothing
years.
in between.
Yeah. And so they're just really, they just figure it out, you know, and it's made my job a lot easier because I do have a kind of an upperclassman heavy group that just is capable of just figuring it out.
Well, I think you had mentioned earlier about which I thought was interesting, that you were talking about preparing these girls for after girls basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just talking about, you know, the leadership that you're relying on the seniors to be leaders and figure it out. And I think, you know, I think that's important, that you're not only preparing exceptional basketball players and you're preparing these young ladies to be prepared these life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And then possibly they get to have fun and win along the way. And
Right.
I think that's important because we got to remember that yes, this is important, but what they take away from school in general, the life lessons, that's what's going to help make them successful in life. And you know, me from an HR perspective, those are the kids I want to see apply. You know, even if it's for during the summer or whatever, while they're getting ready for the next step. That's what society needs. Those that can figure it out. I have a cousin of mine that her daughters and stuff. She's like, I'll give you the skills and the way to do it. You know, the means to do it, but you're going to have to figure it out. So I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think sometimes what I've noticed with kids in this I guess generation, I don't know, that part of figuring it out is not being afraid to fail. And sometimes I think they know, like, this is probably what I need to do, but they're afraid to fail. They're afraid to get in trouble. You know, like yesterday, Mr. Llewellyn and I were talking, and there was these kids who needed to get into not the band room, but I guess the choir room, and it's like there was a way in there, and it's like they were afraid to do it. You know, it's just like you're fine, like just go ahead and go in there. You know, like it's okay. Like I think sometimes they're just sometimes kids, not all kids, but some kids are fearless, and those are the kids that are really standing out, good or bad. And then there's some kids that are right now, like for whatever reason, they're just afraid to put themselves out there and afraid to fail. And as Taylor said, figure it out. You know, take that risk. And it seems like I don't know if it's just this group of kids for whatever reason. Maybe I was the same way and I don't realize it. I can't. Maybe I need to ask some of my former teachers. You know.
I think we're in a different generation too.
Yeah.
I think this is a different world. You know, I think now when you have some social media that sometimes people are not.
You're under a microscope.
Yeah, you are. You're more. You have to be more transparent. You're under the microscope 100% more, Sean. Absolutely. So I think that is a little bit of a fear. I think we're seeing it across the board on everything.
Yeah.
From politicians to high school sports to college. You know, I mean, to all of them. I think everybody's feeling that, and it's not always a best feeling when someone kind of says, oh well, he didn't play very good or she didn't play very good, or something like that. That's not always the best feeling.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially when you're beating yourself up, more than anybody. You know what I mean?
And you're under a microscope and on social media, as you said, and then people seem to be free to throw their opinions out there, like, and not think about that.
Yeah.
And so that's hard. It's tough.
Right.
And so, like, how can we get kids to just play through that,
Mm-hmm.
work through that, and not worry about it. And
Right.
and once they get to that point, it's very freeing for them. Like to see
Sure.
like they've become.
We just don't care.
Yeah, like I know I'm gonna
Yeah, I
I'm gonna,
mean, yeah.
I'm gonna live or die with this. You know, I'm gonna do the right thing, what I
Yeah,
think is
exactly.
right, and at the end of the day, it may end up being the wrong decision, but I'm okay with it because I believe in my heart that this is the right thing to do. And once kids get to that point, I think it's pretty cool to see. But usually it's when they're seniors. You
Yeah.
know, like that's a key.
But I think no matter what, it still hurts. You know, I mean, it's still
Sure.
not nice. You know, still hurts. I mean, you still have feelings. You're still a person.
Sure.
But I think you have to learn to just. And I'm not. And I think at their age, they're having to learn earlier how to kind of take that and just kind
Sure.
of, you know, okay, shake it off, so to speak. Taylor Swift here. You know, just let it, or you know, let it go, Elsa. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just. You
well,
know.
I think, in my opinion, I think the world's a little tougher earlier on for
Yeah.
people. But
Yes.
I think if
These
you,
are kids. Yeah.
when you get out into the world, if, for lack of a better way to say, if you're not thick-skinned a little bit, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and especially when you live in a rural community, everybody, hey, how you doing today? And then you go somewhere else, it may not be that easy. And so I think that failure for a purpose, in my opinion, is a good life lesson.
Yeah.
Failure for lack of trying and being afraid to try is a lost life
Yes.
lesson to me. And so I think we don't want life's tough enough. We don't want to make it tougher on them, but you got to also toughen them up at the same time.
Sure.
But give them the skills to figure it out
Mhm.
and to do all that.
And that's where growth happens.
Yeah.
I mean, and failing, that's where growth happens. You can't be afraid to fail because then you're afraid to succeed. And so, like, you hear us say all the time to these kids, like, next play, you know, like, next play mentality.
Yeah.
Basketball is a great teacher of that because of the pace of the game. So, like, if you're dwelling on a play that happened 3 plays ago, then you probably have already made a whole bunch more mistakes because you're not in the you're not present. Like, you have to really work to stay present in the game of basketball because
Yeah, it's fast paced.
I mean, it's moving on to the next
Yeah.
play, next play, next play,
Yeah.
next play. And I think that's a great life lesson in the game itself.
I love that you talked about your seniors being leaders. Well, that's important. I mean, as a coach, when you see that possibly because you would have seen them, you know, sophomore, freshman, you know, or younger, step up, and you always wonder who's going to do it. And in that, I mean, and it's probably sometimes surprising who's going to be that leader and who's going to, and I think it's fantastic. I'm sure as a coach when you watch this happening.
And I mean, so I have 5 seniors. Abby Fowler tore ACL about a month ago, so she's currently off the floor.
Yeah.
So we do hate that because she brought just a very bubbly and bright, and she hasn't played the past 2 years, and she came to me and wanted to play this year, and I mean, I was honest with her about her minutes and whatnot, and she was like, I just want to be a part of it.
She's joyful.
Yeah, I mean, just like the kind of kid that, I mean, is going to just smile through it all and try to lift everybody else up.
Which is a valuable player.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
Great
she,
teammate.
yes. You know, and then Eliza Starrett, she's back with us this year, and she just brings this kind of grit, and I mean, she's a farm girl, and she's tough, and like she's just, if I asked her to run through that brick wall, she'd get it done. You know, and so she just brings that kind of toughness, like just, I'm not going to let anybody push me around, I'm not going to let anybody push my teammates around. So she just kind of brings that. And then I have Sean's daughters, of course, Addie and Avery, have a lot of varsity experience, been playing varsity basketball since they were freshmen, and just very, very high basketball IQ kids. And so I've relied on them a lot. You gotta kind of be an addition of me out on the floor. You know, you can, you know, if you guys huddle up and you put them in something that's not what I put them in, but as long as you guys put them in something and everybody's on the same page, we're all good. And I just trust his girls a lot because of their basketball IQ, just to kind of, I mean, I only get 5 timeouts a game. I can only, you know, be out there and talk to him so much. So I just really rely on his girls to kind of be the glue and keep everybody together and everybody rolling while they're out there. And then Sydney Burton came to us last year from Salem and has just been the way that she has grown and she's developed as a leader, on the floor, off the floor. The kid puts in so much extra work. The kid, just very, very good about asking questions and understanding why we're doing certain things. And so I've been very, very blessed with this group of seniors, because they are just they're not all the same, but they all accomplish something different, and it's just, I really do believe that's why we're in the position that we're in right now. So that I'm just very blessed to have those 5.
I think Sean, instead of giving those girls pacifiers, he gave them basketballs when they were baby.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Well, they were in the gym from day one. And,
they had no other choice.
And I don't know if somebody saw a Facebook post I shared.
Is this like 3rd or 4th generation family here?
Yeah.
Basketball. My grandpa and then my
Yeah.
dad, obviously.
I know. Yeah.
So 4th generation.
Yeah.
They've lived in the gym. And, I don't know if somebody saw a Facebook post I shared to my son, but when we were at Charlestown, and the girls were there and they were real little, and it was after a game, and one of the custodians was sweeping the floor after the game, and Carter was like, he's like 1 or 2, and he was literally hanging on to the dry mop, and the guy was just pushing him around. He was dragging him on the floor. Of course, the girls were out there dribbling the ball, and I was joking about how that's how I tried to train them to go after 50-50 balls and dive on the floor for loose balls and go get those extra. You first thing you do is you get them comfortable by just dragging them around the gym floor on the mop.
I love that.
And then the next
Might
thing
be a
you're
new
like,
technique,
okay,
Taylor.
you've been on the floor, you know what it feels like. Now go get the ball. And that is something that I will that I think's a very valuable aspect of winning. I'm totally joking. That's not.
I know. We know.
But I do think that is a very important part of winning that gets lost, is the value of those extra possessions you get off rebounds and 50-50 balls, just hustle plays, and I try not to not brag on my kids, but
you should.
You can.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely.
And I do feel like all 3 of them are not afraid to stick their nose in there and try to go get the ball. They value the basketball from that perspective, and I don't know if it's just because they've heard me yell it at my teams while they were like babies, all the time, because that's something that I'm constantly preaching. But I'm really proud of them for that. There's a lot of other parts to the game besides, the stuff you see on YouTube videos, the fancy moves and things like that. I mean, those are important. Those being able to score it and being able to do things with the basketball is very important too. But winning also is done in that area there, and they do a good job of that. Eliza, she ain't afraid to go get a ball, so I mean that becomes contagious, and that's something I feel like our girls team in the sectional we dominated, like straight up dominated the glass. What was it like over the course of the sectional? Something, it was a
like
crazy
115 to 43 or something.
I mean, just extra possessions add up, because eventually, the other team's one and done. They get one shot at it, and then 2, we get 2 or 3, 4 shots at it. We're gonna eventually make one of them, So getting those extra possessions is just so valuable, and real proud of them for that, because that just shows how bad they want to win too.
Absolutely. Let's go back to this last game. It was a little close. Was that so? How do you keep your cool? You know what I mean? Like, do you? And also, it's important. I mean, you're the coach. I'm not. But like, to keep your girls cool too, because they know.
Yeah.
Because this kind of like nail biter.
Well,
we were back here at the studio.
I know.
I was like,
well, you should have saw me. I was going to be a dad.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 years of not get, because when you're AD, you're constantly doing things at events, and so like in the middle of the game, somebody will come up to you and like, hey, we need ones in the concession stand, right?
Yeah.
Well, this wasn't my event.
No, you were sitting.
And so
had to sit on your hands.
Oh no, I was very active, but it was enthralled in the game,
I bet.
But it was a lot of fun. I was so thankful that win or lose, I was just like, today I'm just gonna be a dad, and I was so thankful.
But there's people that love games like that. The thrill seekers.
It was amazing.
See, I'm just getting there and get her done. Okay, let's do that next time, Taylor. Okay.
I mean, I would love to be a fan in the stands watching those kind of games.
Yeah.
No, not my team.
Yeah,
though.
so take us in that moment and everything.
I think so. We had a pretty good start. Defensively, we were locked in. Everybody, completing their assignments. And then we just kind of went on this little spell with turning the ball over and taking quick shots. And then we let them get some extra possessions. And my coaching staff will tell you I'm good for one, like, blow up a game. You know, and that came in the second quarter. And I typically, like, when I get mad, like, I just get mad because they're doing, like, I know better. Like, they know better. Like, they're better than that. Like,
Right.
you guys know to box out. You guys know to be strong against a press. Like, so, you know, that was kind of one of the, I had to take 3 timeouts in the first half, which stresses me out to not have timeouts in the second half. So I had to take 3 timeouts in the first half, so I was already,
This is not good.
yeah. But we got to
Mommy's
halftime.
not happy.
Yeah, we got to halftime and we were only down 5. And I was like, guys, I mean, like, I'm just not, like, I feel a sense of calm right now because you guys are down 5 and you really did not perform that well. And so we talked about the press breaker and we talked about boxing out. And that was pretty much like the gist of the halftime speech. Like, you know what to do in this and you guys know to do this. So just go out there and do it. And second half they did a really, really great job. I'm gonna brag on my kids a little bit.
Please do.
Addie Smith had to guard the leading scorer in the state,
Yes.
Bryn Owens, for 32 minutes, and held her to 6 points in the second half. So
That's a long time. 32.
There's only
so-
one field goal too. Like,
Yeah.
she-
yeah.
so,
So my kids, I've just been very, very, very proud of their toughness. And so for Addie Smith to guard the leading scorer of the state for 32 minutes, I mean, that takes a lot of grit and a lot of toughness. And and there were times where she'd get frustrated, whether what was happening on offense or, you know, she scores a bucket. And she just continues to, like, pull herself together and just, like, she's going to grind it out. And then Avery Smith, you know, I asked him, I don't know if it was between the third and fourth quarter, but I asked him, I was like, who's going to go get a rebound? Are you going to get every rebound? And Avery was like, I'm going to get every rebound. And she did. She went and got, I mean, like, every single rebound that was even remotely within her grasp, she went and got it. Eliza Starrett sprained her ankle in the first half, came back in, got it taped up, said, I want to play, got it taped up, and came back in and gave us valuable minutes. Bailey Robbins sat on the bench for some of the third quarter, came back in the fourth quarter, and just defensively, offensively, just gave us a little spark. Bailey Traynor hit a massive 3. We were down 4. I think she hit a massive 3 right, I mean, at a very good timing to put us down 1. Katie Honor I took an elbow to the nose or to the eye or to the face at some point in the first half, and I mean, couldn't even tell. The play resumed. And Sydney Burton, I'm not going to lie.
fantastic game.
Yeah, I was pretty frustrated with her in the first half.
Second half
Just,
was fantastic.
yeah. I mean, just because I know how good that kid can be, and she just missed some shots that I felt like she'd normally make, and then that second half she just took over. And I mean, she was the difference maker in the second half on offense for sure. But I called my team the toughest team in the state yesterday, just because they are gonna grind it out. They're gonna do whatever's necessary. You know, and then 50-50 bowls was a big emphasis for us for that Austin game. You know, and first half we weren't great at it, and they came out and they weren't gonna sulk. They didn't care that we were down 5. They were just gonna go get it done. So, you know, I got to brag on them a little bit just because of the toughness and the grit that they showed last Saturday.
I'm gonna brag on Coach because
I love
I didn't even see the blow up she's referring to, but I get it because we got back on her. We jumped out, then we kind of fell in love with the 3, then we kind of missed some bunnies, and we left the door open, and then Austin went on this crazy run in the second quarter. We got back on our heels, and the body language wasn't great. Facial expressions, you could see we were doubting ourselves a little bit. And they hit a 3, I think, at the end of the half, or a runner or something. So, like, they got all the momentum going at the half. And we came out, and we righted the ship. Coach, whatever adjustments Coach made at halftime were great. I know that we went high-low a little bit with Avery and Sydney, was able to get some easy baskets, and we just kind of calmed down. In that third quarter, we didn't take the lead. We had a chance, I think, a couple times. I think we had one take to the basket that, like, literally spun around the rim like 4 times. That would have gave us the lead, but we were right there. You know, you felt like we got a shot at this. And then in the fourth quarter, whatever was discussed in the time or in between third and fourth, like we just went after it. Like we owned the glass the fourth quarter, owned the 50-50 balls. We took care of the press and was able to use it against them and get some easy baskets on the back side of it with Sydney and just did it. I mean, everybody down there, coaches, players, didn't waver. You know, that second half they pulled together and they did what they were trained to do, and they did it really well. And just so proud of them for coming through in that. And coach, one thing that I've had some officials, you know, tell me, you know, just in conversation is that coaches, you know, there's not a lot of griping about call. There was a couple times that I was like, so there was some things that happened, and I was like, as a fan, I'm like, you can't do that. That's not the right call.
Yeah.
But you know, Taylor just coached. You know, just coached through it, and wasn't.
Which
really,
speaks volumes because I mean I think it's unheard of for. I mean I think it's only natural for a coach to get very passionate. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I get it. Well, you do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I do love that because this is your family.
Mhm.
These girls are your family. You know what I mean? And you know when your family's maybe off a little bit, or you know when something's not fair. You can't help that. You know what I mean? And it's very intense. Basketball is such a fast pace. You know, such a switch. You know what I mean? You could be up 10 and in 1 minute you could be down. You know, 10. You know, it's such a you can't ever let it up hardly. You know what I mean? And I feel like that. Is that something like trying to keep those girls, keep that momentum going? You know what I mean? That last minute, you know? Is that, like, as a coach, I mean, do you see them kind of wearing down a little bit, and then you're like, oh, we got to keep it going, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I just, again, though, like, Addie Smith played 32 minutes, played the entire game on Saturday. And she's, I think, pretty much for the entire tournament, she's probably played average 31 minutes a game in this tournament.
first game you were able to
Yes.
rest a little bit.
But I mean, like,
That's a lot. That's
yeah,
intense.
yeah, and her, I mean, she plays volleyball, she plays basketball. I mean, this isn't a kid that like gets a lot of rest period. You know, so
Should be a CEO somewhere.
yeah. And don't forget her coach and her dad.
That's right.
There you go.
She was
Absolutely.
going to the medical field, so.
Oh, there you go. I love that. Well, don't even get me because anybody passionate and you know she'll be grinding
Yeah.
on that too.
She's got that teacher gene in her. You know,
Mhm.
she loves kids. She's so
That's-
great with kids. I think she wants to get in like the pediatric
Oh,
Yeah.
side of that.
please do.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be beautiful for our
She's a
children.
special kid.
I love
As a dad, I'm just so proud of them and
You should
so
be.
blessed. They're awesome kids.
Yeah,
and
they
so
are.
thankful
Yeah,
They
you
are.
should be. Absolutely.
and thankful for all the people that are around them. They've got awesome people around them, and just, it's been such a blessing for them. They're just,
Don't you love that as a dad, as a parent? Anybody that could add something extra to your child's life. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
like Taylor. You know what I mean? Taylor will forever be in their ear saying something. You know what I mean? No matter what. When they're 80 years old, they'll hear Taylor saying something. You know what I mean? They're-
it's 100. That we all
talk
have
about
a chance
that.
to impact each other.
Exactly. And
throughout life.
I always loved anytime anybody would put a little bit extra time to my child, you know, or to my children. You know what I mean? And I think every parent feels that way. You know, and I think that to have such a good foundation there, Sean. I mean, as a dad, you probably have to be just
I mean,
I mean,
I can't
yeah.
say it enough.
What a
I'm
great ride, right? Just what a
so
great-
blessed
yeah.
and so proud of them, and I don't want it to end. Obviously, we
No.
want to go win Saturday.
well, sure, absolutely.
But if we don't, I'm so thankful.
Well, if it stops right now, you're already a winner. I mean, like right. I mean, I'm not. It won't. But I'm saying, you know, you've already look at all the
Yeah.
accomplishments,
Yeah.
the hurdles. Yeah.
I'm just so thankful, so blessed, and I hate to cut. I didn't mean to cut off what Coach was talking
No, go
about.
ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
You were just
Well-
talking about your team, and
Well, let's talk about your team. Sorry, I'm
And
going
I
to
do
switch
wanna-
gears for Saturday.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about
Yeah, I want to
Saturday's
find
game.
out
That's what we were going to do.
what's our degree of difficulty.
So, what is your approach towards Saturday's game? Different opponent,
I feel like
different
IU.
level.
Coach.
you know,
Coach.
sorry.
No,
Sorry.
we're all.
I'm
we've
gonna
only got an
bring
hour.
this. I'm
I
gonna
know.
reel this back
You
in
go,
and
Brad.
let's get
You go,
on
Brad.
with that.
That's right.
Because I want to know. I want to know what you're preparing for Saturday.
Yeah, so we are, I mean, up until this point, there's been a lot of teams that we've played that have like one really super dominant player. Obviously, you got Brent Owens from Austin, who is a phenomenal scorer. You know, in the sectional you had Emery Stroud from Crawford County, who's a phenomenal player. You had Jada Kemp from Providence, who's really, really good. And then Salem had kind of a multitude of kids that could score. But they're freshmen, and you know they're just
the one shooter you had to really key on.
yes, yes, and she
She
did
gets a
shoot the
good
ball
look.
very well,
She gets a look
very
at it
well against
for
us
the
that
chance.
game.
You feel like it's going
Yeah.
in,
So I just feel like we've had to really key in on one or two players for this tournament, you know, and obviously Addie's gotten that assignment a lot, but my team has done a really good job playing behind her. You know, Addie gets the assignment of you got to guard the best player. You know, but I also felt like the other 4 girls on the floor have done a really good job being behind her and playing behind her. This week's a little bit different. The North Knox team who played, they do have a girl committed to play basketball at Lipscomb. So you know that's a D1 school. She's obviously what I've watched on tape, she's obviously talented. But she has a supporting cast of 4 other kids that are good too. So Addie, you're still gonna get that assignment. You know, but everybody else, we got to be a unit this weekend on the defensive end. You know, and I have a lot of faith in the girls because they've each assignment that they've been given and tasks that they've been given, they've done it very, very well. So I have a lot of faith in them that they're gonna handle that. But I mean, we're down to, including my team, we're down to teams now that are very well rounded. It's not just one kid that's gonna go out and score 40 a night. You know, each kid on these teams that we're seeing now, these teams are well rounded. Like everybody's a threat. So I think we're focusing on the defensive end. Offensive end, I have a lot of very just talented players, you know, that I put a lot of faith in to just go make plays on the offensive end. And the seniors especially, just go do your job. You know what to do. But the defensive end has been a really key focus for us these past few weekends. So we're not going to change it up now. And I got a lot of faith in the girls that they're going to rise to the occasion. You know, Addie, I don't know how much man-to-man she played at Providence. I don't know, you know, how much.
Mainly zone.
Yeah. So, I mean, but she's a heck of an athlete. She's strong. She's just very, very high basketball IQ. And so she's gotten that assignment on Jada Kemp. You know, her sister Avery got Emery Stroud. You know, and then last week she got Brent Owens. So I put a lot of faith into her that she's going to go, and I don't expect her to hold her score list. This girl's going D1, like she's obviously a good basketball player, but you know, Addie does a good job of just limiting her, and the rest of the girls on the floor have done a really good job backing her up these past couple weeks. So that's
And then we keep them to get one shot at it. You know,
Yeah.
If we continue to rebound like we've had, then that'll help, because you give a team that has 5
Yeah.
5 people who can put the ball in the basket, multiple shots.
Yeah.
Odds are they're going to score.
Yeah.
You know, so we've done it. That's the thing. I hope we continue to do. Like, continue to just dominate that aspect of it. Play great defense, make them work for it, and then but you get one shot. Like we're going to go get the rebound. Like we have to do that.
So how are you going to keep the team think about which? Saturday's not just a game, you know, it's overwhelming, but how do you get them to look at it as, let's just go out there and play our game?
Yeah, I think, you know, the girls, I feel like all year we've just talked about, like, us. Like, what we want to do us. We want to do what makes us successful, and we don't want to have to bend over backwards a lot to try to, you know, prepare for this team or prepare for this team, because all the teams are different, but we tried to just create our own mantra and our own persona to just try to identify us, something that obviously we can be successful doing, that makes us successful, but just something the girls that can kind of take ownership of and just know that, like, yeah, this has got us rolling. This works. You know, this is us. It's not like they have to put a whole lot of thought into it. You know, we've been trying to silently condition them all season to you know, be doing these things that need to be done in order to play at this high level. So, you know, and I try to pump them up every day with confidence, because I do obviously I'm biased. I think my team's great and awesome. So I just try to pump them up every day because I think, especially young girls, I do think that they need to hear how great they are and how awesome they are and how great they're doing, because like we talked about the social media aspect and you got all these different opinions, and I just think, and I say it with my whole heart, and I believe every word that I say, that they're great and they're talented and they're smart and they're strong and they're tough. But I just think getting them to kind of, they hear it enough, hopefully they'll start believing it, and I want them to have all the confidence in the world going in on Saturday that they can make it happen.
Right. And what do we know about this team?
Record-wise, I think they've won one more game than us this season. They're I don't know a whole lot about the surrounding schools that they play. They played like a Floyd Central, they played Silver Creek, they played some common teams that we see around this area, but for the most part they're in the Evansville area. They're over there, and again, I'm biased to the kind of basketball that we play around here. Like I think that our schedule is pretty grueling. I think, even like you look at a team like North Harrison, who maybe their record doesn't reflect it, but they have a really, really talented ball player on their team, that we have to prepare for. We got it, and then Crawford County, even Salem, I know they're young, but I mean, they're going to be good. And just Clarksville.
Young and very, very physical.
Yeah.
Team.
I mean, and I'm very thankful for the type of schedule that we play, because I do think it prepares us for the postseason with the physicality, the talent, so
It's got to make you stronger.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can't speak for the teams that North Knox plays. I can't speak, but I have a hard time believing that anybody plays as tough as basketball as what we play here in this little region of Southern Indiana.
That. Don't you love that confidence too, Sean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, the proof's in the pudding.
There you go. Love that.
We've had a lot of teams either win, or a lot of programs in this area either win or go to the state championship game in the last 10 years, at all levels. So I mean, it's a very, and this senior class in girls basketball in this area.
Loaded.
Obviously, my daughters have been. I've seen all these kids playing AAU with them, playing against them in trout, like from day one. So it is by far the most talented class. It's loaded with talent. Every school seems to have, college basketball caliber players in this class, whether it's D3 or D1, doesn't matter. They have kids who could potentially go play college basketball. So it's just a loaded senior class, and so these kids have not just this year in particular, like their whole career they've been playing against top competition at their grade level, coming up the ranks. So I could rattle off all kinds of names in this class. Everybody seems to have somebody, they're prepared. I know Coach is going to have them ready. They do a great job as a staff of watching film and breaking things down. They're going to be ready to defend and try to do everything they can to take things away from North Knox. I know they'll be the most prepared team there. I have confidence in that. And then there's something about seniors who love their team and love to play and love, when you go out there and that this could be it. And so you play with a little extra, like we saw that in the fourth quarter, when I guess apparently Avery said, I'll get every rebound. That was probably the senior in her knowing, and she lost half her season to an injury, so like she's kind of just getting back in it. That's probably her saying, this is what my team needs me to do so we can advance. And so they'll do things a little extra than maybe a kid that maybe has next year. And if you can get those younger kids to buy into that and know how important it is to support those seniors in that experience, and also know that next year's team will be completely different. So this might be your chance too, So when you get everybody bought into just fighting for another day, which is really what the tournament is, it's survive and advance. You see what we kind of saw in that fourth quarter. Like they just were like, because I remember thinking to myself, we were down 4 going into the fourth, but I felt like we righted the ship. I was just like, if we're gonna do something, we got to do it now. and they did.
Yeah,
And
they
they
did.
stepped up.
They did.
And so, you know, I'm excited for Saturday. I'm looking forward. I hate that we got to go all the way to Greencastle to
Yeah.
do it, but I'm
So
excited.
how far is it?
It's like 2 hours,
I was
15
gonna
minutes.
say.
Yeah, it's a long,
Yeah.
111 miles from our school. So,
Wow.
so hopefully, you know, our people will travel. and
Oh,
support
they
us.
do. They
And,
do. And we do encourage everyone to go to the game. But if they cannot make it, we have Jake, and he'll be doing a fantastic job. And he's
Mhm.
so professional. We were just talking about that. I lost my announcers. Everybody's coaching.
Yeah.
I told Taylor that, but God sent me Jake. So Jake
Yeah,
is
he does a
fantastic,
good
and
job.
he
Yeah.
does a great job. And I tell you right now, he gets intense too
Sure.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because he's a daddy too. But Taylor, what I want to tell you. Sean, Brad, and Becky here, all shooting questions. We're getting you ready for your press conferences when you hit state.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, I just didn't have
We
the
are.
flashing, of the cameras, but I just want to say, and you're no stranger to that. So,
Yeah.
So that was what we were prepping you
I
to
appreciate it.
get ready
I
for that
appreciate
for
it.
such an occasion.
I
But-
appreciate it.
Well, we're so proud of you, and I can't say enough about your team. And they're a fun team to listen to. It's you make it very. I love girls basketball.
Yeah.
Let's just and it's so interesting, and it's a fun team too. And I know this is a beautiful, happy ride for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I can't think of these girls have just weathered the storm all season. Like Sean said, we had a lot of injuries, and I just feel like it was all season we were like, okay, we're waiting to get her back, and I just felt like they weathered the storm enough to like they're ready, like they've earned the right to be here just as much as anybody else, but doesn't mean it's gonna happen for us. They're gonna have to go out and get it. So, but I appreciate it. It's been fun.
definitely. Sean, you'll be there too, hanging in there. Just
Oh yeah,
Just
I'm
ready to
looking
go.
forward to it.
Pacing up there at the top.
Hopefully they got a spot where I can, because I don't sit down and watch games. So
Oh,
so I
okay.
need a spot where I can go, and hopefully the people in front of me, because I kind of sit up there, and it's the coaching brain in me. Like I'm like, oh, be tough with the ball, watch out. I'm up there just kind of saying these things as I see it on play, and I hope don't offend anybody in front of me. I'm not like, it's just me. Hey, meet every pass,
Yeah.
just stuff like that, and hopefully it doesn't get on their nerves, but it's just that nervous energy that
Sure.
if you watch me coach, I don't sit down unless I have to. So like I'm a pacer, and that's just kind of how it is. But I'm so excited for Saturday, and excited to see coach and her team go out there and compete. I think they'll go out there and they're going to lay it on the line. I know they'll do that, and I think we got as good a shot as anybody. So just got to take it one play at a time.
Well, a win for because this is Washington County. Win.
Yep.
You win and we all win. It's
Yep.
a great representation for our county and people talking about Washington County. Maybe that haven't before. So it's
Mhm.
wonderful. It's a wonderful win for all of us.
Yeah.
So thank you for all you do, Taylor and Sean. Keep up the great work. Thank you for all you do too.
Thank you.
Come back and see us, okay?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we'll be on our edge of our chair Saturday. I know.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm going to be pacing over here too. Then.
If we come back, do we get to ride in the
G-Wagon.
G-Wagon?
I think I will set that up.
Yeah, can
yes.
John Jones make that happen?
We will make that happen. We will. That will be.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sure John Jones. Unless somebody goes and buys it
Yeah.
right now, but if it's still there, I'm sure John would let that happen. Yeah, I'm sure that would be great. Let's do that. Okay, I'd love to do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Brad, I know, you were a great sponsor too, and we thank our sponsors that help us, make that game possible. And Jake does a fantastic job. He's going to have some help, which I always love when somebody has help. He's going to have some help this next coming
cool.
weekend, so I'm excited about that. And Sean, we always know that in broadcasting, it's always nice to have that second person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed doing it, but I just I need to.
He wants to
No,
be a
you gotta
dad.
pace.
He
You're
wants to
over
be a
there
dad.
pacing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just be
yeah.
dad,
We-
just
oh,
watch the
absolutely.
game,
Oh, we
and,
love that. Yeah, you should. Yeah,
and,
definitely.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's so many hats to wear, and that was just an extra hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've kind of got that one covered though. What you're doing, the pacing.
Yeah.
If this was a movie, there's the pacing dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, like friends of ours from Silver Creek, because they played after us Saturday. I didn't know they were filming me for the reaction. We were We were up 3 with 7 seconds to go. They were inbounding the ball. I guess they were filming Amy and I in hopes of, like, to get our reaction. Hopefully we held strong, which we did. We did a great job defending. Didn't even let him get a shot off. And they filmed, got my reaction, and they, sent it to me. It was cool.
This is Connie Ray from Outside the Walls, and once again we're here to tell you all about our Love Dinner for this year. It's our annual fundraiser. This is our 5th one, and we're excited to invite you to a dinner. It is going to be on Valentine's Day, so bring your sweetheart and join us for a wonderful lasagna dinner. It is free of charge, and we will serve you. We will have a silent auction and a dessert auction. We would love for you to come and be a part of it. It's going to be on February 14th at Southern Hills Church at 5 p.m. You can RSVP to 812-967-9255.
Boiler up and hail Purdue.
The Boilermakers pick it up, and Wilhelm has a touchdown.
Led by new head coach Barry Odom.
Makes a catch at the 30. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10.
Don't miss a single moment all season long.
With the touchdown catch.
The Boilermakers open against Ball State. Join us Saturday, August 30th. Our coverage begins at 10 a.m. right here on your home for Boilermakers football. The Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Wes Bowers, and I'm a Republican candidate for District 2 Commissioner here in Washington County. If you're anything like me, you're tired of the way business in our county has been conducted. Whether it be improper procedure or a simple lack of communications, things rarely seem fair to the average person, but appear to benefit a few that are in the right positions. I believe that my 12 years in the Marine Corps, coupled with the last 15 years owning and operating my own business, have provided me with the leadership tools necessary to help steer this county in a fair, positive, and fiscally responsible direction for everyone. Let's get away from the career politicians and the so-called way it's always been mentality and work for a county that actually benefits everyone. Again, this is Wes Bowers, and I would greatly appreciate your vote.
If you would like to know more about Wes, please find him on Facebook at Wes for Commissioner, paid for by Wes Bowers for Commissioner.
Introduce your family and friends to one of Salem's oldest traditions, home cooking from Mama Rosa's in Salem. Whether you're getting that one-of-a-kind tasting pizza, baked spaghetti, hot sandwiches, or a variety of other Italian food and artisan pizzas, Mama Rosa's has something for everyone. Open Tuesday through Thursday 4 to 9 for dining and carryout. Friday and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mama Rosa's brings their famous pizza buffet to you on Fridays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for just $12.99. Choose from a wide variety of pizzas, homemade soups, and a large salad bar with their homemade potato salad, slaw, and desserts. Then come back for Friday night's home-style buffet from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays for $15, where you'll find a variety of good, home-cooked foods. Children's buffet is $7 each. Stop in and see Joanne and her family at Mama Rosa's and make some new memories or relive your childhood with that one-of-a-kind taste. Dine in or call 812-883-6296 to take the great taste of Mama Rosa's pizza home with you.
WSLM's Say Yes to the Prom Dress is coming up on Sunday, February 22nd from noon until 2 p.m. at Salem High School. Prom is a rite of passage for many young ladies, and WSLM is offering girls in the Kentuckiana area to come and check out the new and slightly used prom dresses and gowns and take one home with you, free. It's their way of giving back to the community for the past 10 years. Bring your glam squad and stop by Salem High School on Sunday, February 22nd from noon until 2 p.m. and maybe you'll say yes to the prom dress.
Took place here, and then give us this update now that we're interviewing people that were actually there.
All right, so you've got this guy named Robert who goes by Roberta. In 2020, his wife filed for divorce. If you look on the paperwork, the reason for the divorce actually says gender reassignment surgery and narcissistic personality disorder. That was actually crossed off, and irreconcilable differences was listed. So this is, there's lots of family strife going on in this situation.
And we would all agree that if our spouse decided to change their gender, that would be a rough rough blow to the marriage.
It'd be hard to get over there.
Yeah.
And at this hockey game, so they've been separated since then. At this hockey game, the mom, the kids, and the mom's parents, so the shooter's father-in-law and mother-in-law, are watching.
And the shooter's kids?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Are watching.
And ex-wife.
And ex-wife, yes.
Right.
Are watching the hockey game. And this man in a dress with breast implants got up and started shooting. And at that point, the ex-wife and the son were killed. The father-in-law and the mother-in-law were struck. I believe one other sibling was struck as well. They are in critical condition. The ex-wife and the son have passed away. A man who tackled the shooter by the name of Michael Black. It's a horrible situation, but he talks about how it went down in this clip here. If you guys want to,
sure, yeah.
To hear about how this hero Michael Black stepped in to try to disarm this guy who started shooting at a hockey game.
I started saying he has another gun, there's another gun. But I was watching the game, the hockey game, and then when I heard the pop, it sounded like two very large balloons. I mean, really, because you had an echo noise in there. When I looked to where the area was where I thought the balloons were popping, which was right in front of me, when I heard the third pop, there was no balloon. So then that was when I recognized that there was a possible gunshot. My wife was sitting next to me. When I looked around, I saw the gun, and I told her and her friends to run. I said, run. And then I said, run. And without any hesitation, they all got up. I hesitated for about a second. You'll see it on the video. I hesitated for a second because I was looking at them. And as soon as the people cleared is when I got up on the next step and jumped. I jumped with my left hand, grabbing the gun and trying to put my body on top of him. And what happened was my hand, if you see my hand, it got caught in the chamber of the gun. So once the hand got inside of the chamber and I had it flat, he was trying to pull the trigger. And once he did that, he kind of pushed me off, which I rolled off. He then stood up. You see that? And then I was fortunate enough that there was 2 or 3 other gentlemen. One tried to put him in a chokehold. One tried to subdue him. And then that's when he fell back down. So he fell back down at my feet. And when I was bending down, I was attempting to put my knee or subdue him and hold him down. And next thing you know, in his left pocket, he pulled out another gun. Same thing as the first one, the one I was holding. He pulled out a sister gun on that. And then I started saying he has another gun, there's another gun. And he took it, put it right in his mouth and shot himself.
Wow.
Good gracious.
Well,
and another son was on the ice. It was senior night at the high
That's
school.
what I was wondering. They were there watching another sibling,
yes.
another
yes.
son.
And you can see to what this hero here described, the noise. Everybody was trying to figure out what is that.
Yeah,
Even the players on the ice, they were like, what is that? And then once they realized what was going down, it's just horrifying to see the players, some going into the locker room, some skating across to the other side, trying to exit the arena that way.
Yeah, you can just tell that it's just mania and confusion and sadness and horror.
Yeah,
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah, and they're this is the footage of the actual event happening.
And
it's over there, to the right.
Yeah,
and
so now people are breaking out, not knowing what to do. You got some going in, then you have some just skating to the other side. Both teams.
Yeah. And I mean, if you think about, if you just think about the whole darkness of this, and we've talked about it a lot on Strange Encounters. If you're not with us, we're trying to educate. We're trying to be responsible with it, and there's just certain markers that have been around since the fall of mankind, and this one just kind of walks through it, just one after another, and you just, and including the end result in taking out the host, and killing the person who is obviously under the influence of a demon, and because if you think about that, even if you're someone disturbed and all that you would go to senior night of one of your sons, you've already, but with this whole, I'm now a woman, you've already given your family a lot to work with and work through, and you get upset that they must die. You put something on TikTok that you're going to do it, and then you go to a senior night so you can get everybody there together, and you start trying to kill them, and did kill some of them in cold blood, on your kid's senior night hockey game. And then ultimately, taking your own life too, which is always a sign. I mean, just think of the level of wickedness that is.
Yeah.
And it's just so methodical and so wicked and so evil. And you don't like to think that kind of stuff exists, but sadly it does. And I hope that we can, as we've said far too many times, we've had to say this, I hope we're trying to do it with this, that we as a society are willing to stop and take a look at some of the things that are so blatantly obvious that perpetuate this type of incident, and have the courage and really the love of our fellow man, and when I say man, I mean mankind, men and women, to be honest and truthful and try to get them the help that they obviously need, as opposed to acting like this is just some normal thing. And I know that I'm not saying that everybody who's doing this is a threat to society. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying if you're going down this road, it's already a sign that you're confused and you need help. So there we go. There's that story. It's been with us since yesterday's show, and we didn't get to it yesterday. So,
and God created us how we are supposed to be, and His love can transform our lives. Meanwhile, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy you.
Yep. There's the markers of all that. We'll be right back.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.
Hey, there's nothing more important than protecting who you love from harm. Join the millions of Americans who trust Simply Safe to protect their homes. Traditional home security systems wait until after a break-in to react. That's too late. Simply Safe, found at simplysafe.com/bigbox. Our special discount link is a smarter way. Monitoring plans are affordable, starting at around $1 a day with no contracts. Enjoy 50% off a new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/bigbox. If you're feeling more aches and pains these days and other symptoms from inflammation in our bodies, we just got the solution, Relief Factor. Their 3-week quick start for just $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that is 100% drug-free, and it targets the inflammation that causes pain, so you can move better, feel better, and actually enjoy life again. Give it a try today at ReliefFactor.com or call them 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Or go to RickBurgessShow.com for that info.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code REFUEL for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code REFUEL. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code REFUEL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code REFUEL.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine, so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
If you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about some of those intense side effects, you may want to try Lean. Doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the studied ingredients have shown to lower your blood sugar, burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. So let's get you started with a 20% off discount and free rush shipping. Go to takelean.com, enter the code BIGVOX.
Only in America could these four men do this for a living. God bless America. This is the Rick Burgess Show.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Thank you for being with us today. So, we have let you know some things coming up this week, that one of them is now sold out. And that is the trip to Martin, Tennessee on Saturday. We awkwardly found out today in a very strange way that it is sold out, so there's no more seats available to that, guys. So all of you that are there, looking forward to being there, Lord willing, in Martin coming up this Saturday night at Central Baptist Church. Sunday night, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, First Baptist Church. That is not sold out. It is free, full dinner and everything provided for Stedman Shealy, speaking at the Next Man Church this Sunday night at one of our many churches that are doing the strategy. So, men, this will be a great one for you to plug into coming up this weekend as well. So, just going to transition to other things, but just as we're transitioning, I just want to, and Adler was making the point going to the break, but I just want to land it and solidify it. And there's certainly other things, but one thing that we have discovered, and it you can go research it for yourself, even everything we're seeing with Epstein and all that going on now, which we talked about a little bit in last week's episode of Strange Encounters. There's other things, obviously, but if there's one simple thing that we could pass along to everyone, one simple thing that you need to be aware of that seems to be the fertile soil of spiritual warfare and demonic activity, it's because there's always an attempt to corrupt what God has actually deemed beautiful, and that's intimacy between a man and a woman in marriage, blessed and beautiful. But because of the fall, there's a corrupt version of all things that God has created for good, and sexual deviancy of any kind. I'm not just talking about homosexuality and trans. It's beyond that. It could be heterosexual, but if it gets into things where people are becoming like they have no human value, and they're sexually being used as objects in the porn industry, and you see all this horror with the trafficking of children. The sexual deviancy is a fertile ground for demonic activity. Always has been, sadly always will be, until this is all resolved and evil is finally defeated. So if you have something like that going on in your home, and the culture keeps telling you to treat it as no big deal, it's a very big deal. And please have your radar up, because what you allow to come into that home. And there was a time when, a lot of this could only be accessed in dark alleys and seedy parts of town. Not anymore. It's at the touch of a finger on those phones. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind as something to take very, very serious, under the guise of, can we try to start concentrating on what's actually perpetuating this kind of behavior? So there you go. All right, some other things to discuss today, which obviously are much lighter, and that is looking at some of the things that have been happening with the Winter Olympics. And look, we talked about this earlier, where we're just a little bit concerned that we're kind of subpar right now in the Winter Olympics. And we've had some Americans do okay, but every time I see one that everybody's kind of hyped up, they just don't quite seem to get it done. But when you look at 7C here, see, the Norwegians, they take the Winter Olympics, I think, more serious than we do. I mean, this is
their world.
Yeah, this is their world.
Norwegians, yeah.
And so we have a Norwegian. I can't pronounce the name. No way. This person missed out on a gold medal at the Winter Olympics and became so frustrated by this, they actually left the competition course just furious. Look, I'm out. I'm out.
Oh,
look,
fell.
I'm not
I'm
even
walking mad and I fell.
I should have won this thing. Look, went over the fence.
Where's it going?
Just walking away. He's going in the woods because to punish himself. He's going to go stand alone
you sure
and
you don't have to go to
shame
the bathroom?
in the woods, or he's got to go to the bathroom. One or the other.
It keeps falling. Really?
So look, he's punishing himself. You ever done that when you're trying to teach you? I'm teaching Greg. If I could pronounce his name, I'd say he's teaching Adel or whatever his name is.
So he was projected to play really well, and he fell short.
Yeah, should have won the gold. And see, our athletes when they have a subpar performance, they don't look mad enough.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, you're right.
You ever been around? You ever coached a team that didn't seem to hate losing enough?
This guy's lost face.
Yeah, but here's somebody that's furious about it.
Man. By the way, walking in ski boots in the snow real hard, it looks like.
It is very hard.
He's got farther to go than he realized it.
It's deeper than he thought it was.
There you go. Also, we have 7B. Apparently, we got a dog on the course at Olympic skiing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Just
a dog? Oh, how about I tried to watch some of it yesterday, and there was some competition where they jump ramps for a while, then they go on a 10K. I arrived just in time. I missed all the jumping. All I saw was a 10K.
Oh, man. You're giving the Olympics more than me.
They've added ramps.
Well, I'm trying, Speedy, and you're the one who... Look,
is that a wolf?
There is a wolf chasing skiers.
It looks like a wolf, but it's a dog.
Look, okay, this is a wolf. That is clearly a wolf.
It's got a collar on.
It's chasing...
Is that a coyote?
It looks like a coyote.
It's a wolf. That's a wolf.
That lady's like, whoa.
Look, he's sniffing that one kid's... That's a wolf.
It's got a collar on.
Somebody has a pet wolf.
Why do they go straight to the butt?
And it just sniffed a skier's butt.
Why do they do that? You get a lot of information from that.
Well, if you don't see that collar, you think that's a wolf or a coyote.
He looks just like a wolf.
He looks just like a wolf.
Healthy guy right there.
Wow. Who he belongs to.
Right.
What a buddy.
So there you go.
Look at you.
Look at you.
Gold medal, buddy.
Oh, they'll go right there.
Did somebody want to go medal?
I like he was behind them running.
Mm-hmm.
Got a butt sniff and went on.
You know what that is? Somebody trying to bring their stupid dog to the competition. If you're gonna bring your dogs into our world, restaurants, whatever, let's keep an eye on it. Especially if your dog gets out there in the middle of an Olympic competition.
You know, when they go to that target area for a sniff, I wonder, I mean, does that just tell them everything about you?
So much.
You know, I mean, is it like, you know what I mean? Is it like a fingerprint?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it is. Is it like, okay, got it.
How thankful are y'all that we're, as humans, we don't do this? Because that'd be a background check that gives a whole new meaning to background.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to work here? Come here a minute.
Right.
I'm sorry you did that.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.